Hello, guys of United Rock Nations. We are an amazing company with Jack of TYGERS of Pan Tang. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's a cold morning here in Florence. It was hot like hell since last week, and all of a sudden this weekend the weather is changing. It's gonna snow on the mountains. So
Oh,
it's been 2 years, 2 strange years for
absolutely,
every reason. So
absolutely, absolutely,
we're
absolutely.
kind of now we kind of experienced. So we don't care about it anyhow. Here we are.
So it's now more than 17 years now that you are in the band,
Yes.
3 years after the Reformation. What was your feeling when you joined the band at that time?
Well, it was. It came as a surprise. Meaning, I keep saying that I was. If someone had told me that I would join like Tigers of Pan Tang way back in 2004, I would say no, forget it. It would never happen. It was a I think like I don't know if you believe in that or not, but I don't particularly believe in coincidence, but I believe that sometimes you are the right person at the right time. So way back in 2004, there was I've been going through so many personal changes in my private life. So I was looking for a job, I got divorced, and lots of stuff going on. And when I got the chance to do an audition with Tigers, and I discovered that it was Tigers not immediately. So I was going to do an audition. First of all, I submitted for an audition for a British hard rock heavy metal band, and I didn't know which band it was saying that it was. The guy that contacted me was saying to me that it was like a quite well known band, but I didn't know the name. So when I know the name, the first reaction was a relief, because I knew the band.
Absolutely.
And then, just like you, I'm not 60, but I'm not that far. And I had all the albums. Meaning, I had all the vinyls from Wildcat to the Cage, and also the other ones. So I was like, oh, I know the songs. I know the songs. I know the band. I like it. I know the songs. And so it was like, so obviously I was excited. I was I was nervous, but it all went really smooth. It all went really nice, and the guys made me feel very comfortable. Meaning, and I keep saying that it was my first and only audition I ever done in my life. So, and because as I said before, I've been in different bands, but I didn't really join the band. I was just, we way back in the 80s, we would, we were schoolmates, and they would say, English, can you sing? And I was just saying, I can try, and that was it. So in a way, that was my it felt natural. And I always been a great fan of Tigers. So that also helped. And I was familiar to the sound, and I always liked the fact that Tigers, yes, they were included in the new wave of British heavy metal.
Absolutely.
But I felt that they had that kind of, also that they were one of the few bands in that genre that had clearly an hard rock element. Especially when, from Spellbound, meaning Wildcat is a one of a kind. Is a masterpiece, and it's for me, it's like it's really difficult to describe it. Well, for Hellbound, they kind of fit perfectly in the new wave of British heavy metal, with that element of hard rock that reminds me of Thin Lizzy and Deep Purple and stuff, and that was it. And I've always been a great fan of hard. Meaning, I consider myself a hard rock and a hard rock singer more than an heavy metal singer. That's where I come from. There's always the blues elements and the influences are there. So I really felt comfortable. I really felt comfortable since the first time, and that was it. And it simply grew up. You know, the confidence and the relationship with the other members grew up naturally, and it took a couple of years before we got started, and
Yes.
then in 2007 everything
so
started fit.
great story.
Yeah.
So,
Every time I say it, I'm going. It's true. Meaning, I'm a lucky guy.
so now Majors and Minors is about to be released in May.
Yes.
With this album, do you want to highlight the work that has been done since the Reformation by saying, "Oh, Tigers of Pan Tang is not just Spellbound or Crazy Nights," or
well, it's a tough question. The first thing is that I was as a record collector, as you can see,
yes,
I was never a big fan of greatest hits and compilation, because whenever I fell in love with a band, I want to buy all the records.
Absolutely.
But for the Majors and Minors, what happened was the first time that there was a compilation about the band I was in, and more important, since I was in. So it completely changed my perception. So it's something that kind of, honors me, because, it means that, there's within the life of the band, there's been 17 years, and there've been now 13 years that I've been releasing album with them. So my perception, there is a personal, I would say, attachment to that. So, and there's a personal feeling. So I'm not absolutely objective when it comes down to that. And the other thing is, well, it's a combination. It is true that the Mighty Music, our record label, now owns the 3 albums, and he owns also Animal Instinct. So Animal Instinct will be re-released at some point. I don't know if this year or next year. So it was Mighty Music. Mighty Music also was really how can I say, cared about us, and since we all knew that 2021 was going to be another strange year.
Absolutely.
And we have already written new stuff. We are now in the process of recording the new stuff. We still don't know how we're going to record it because of the distance between all of us. But we use technology to bounce ideas back and forth and to write stuff. So the songs are there. There's a lot of songs to choose from, and we are in the process now of doing the pre-production and also hopefully recording everything as soon as we can get together, or whatever will be the solution. So so the record label thought it was the right time, meaning they own the rights, they own the albums, and they have the license for all the albums, and they say, how about, what do you think about doing a compilation that covers that period? And all of a sudden I realized it's the period I'm in the band.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's great to have such a supportive record label that understands also the struggles that we especially musicians who play live, have. And that was it. Then the major problem was when the record label said to us, okay, you do the track list. And that's when we all go, oh, that's a big responsibility. What should we include? And it's like, I'm anxious, because you have to be the judge of yourself.
That was my next question, because how you did the selection of the songs, because most of the songs came from 2 albums, Tigers of Pan Tang, released in 2016, and Ritual, released in 2019. So how did you pick that song instead of that song?
We have to make some choices. Obviously, and it was a tough one. We all thought that Ritual, due to the pandemic, we weren't able to support it and doing tours and doing the tour and do the promotion for it. And we all all in the band really liked that album and thought that if we don't do anything, it will, you know, it will get forgotten in a way. And so one of the first girls was to say, okay, we have to find a way to, you know, get those songs out again. So that was the first thing. Also because I have to be drastically honest. If you look at the Spotify or digital download, there's a few songs like White Lines, Only the Brave, Keeping Me Alive, and there are new songs that are doing pretty well in comparison with the old classics. Absolutely. So we said we have to include those one because apparently they are one of the band's favorite. So that was the choice. Mm-hmm. And then when Rob came up with the idea, the title of the title, Majors and Minors, we said, okay, if and we all agreed on that title. We all said, yes, that's a fantastic idea, because that allowed us to also to include not what we call minors in terms of not as good, but minors as the songs that we all liked but they didn't, for all the right reason or the wrong reason, we didn't play live, or we didn't have the chance to shine enough. And that's why we include, and that's gave us the option to include once again like a song like Let It Burn or a song like She, that we all liked but didn't have the chance to, you know, get the right exposure, because there's a lot of fans who loves Ambush, and I'm one of them as a fan. But again, at that time we didn't felt we were ready to put so many new songs. So if you'd seen us in 2012, 13, and 14, we were playing like 2-3 songs and then all the classics.
Yes.
Now that we have 4 albums, it will happen. Now we feel like a bit more comfortable in adding more of the new stuff. Yes, that's the last thing I want to say is that one of the very last concerts that we did was like we played in Düsseldorf last in 2020 in March with Diamond Head, Saxon and Doran. We did that was one of the last gigs that we did. And since then I didn't have a chance to see the guys again. So it's a shame. And for that concert, we had just a half an hour, like something really, we the opening act, and that's not a problem. But we managed, and we realized that within those, when we came down to choose those songs, we included Only the Brave, Keeping Me Alive, White Lines, and then we played Susie Smile, if I remember well. So we realized all of a sudden that we were able to perform.
Yes.
All new stuff, basically, and one classic. I think that was a turning point, and I think that was when we all looked at each other and said, "Look, we can play more new songs." I think people know them. Meaning, the reaction of the audience was. I still remember it, not only because it's one of the last concerts I did, but I remember it pretty well. And I can see when you get that reaction of people singing "Keeping Me Alive" that way, you realize. Keeping Me Alive is a classic, just like Hellbound, and with no disrespect, meaning I can say I'm every day I'm honored, and I say thank you to whoever God you want to pray for the fact that I joined Tigers, and I can sing songs like Susie Smile, Slave to Freedom, Gangland, Hellbound, Running Out of Time from Crazy Nights. Meaning Lonely at the Top from the Cage. Meaning I'll be the first one to say we have to play those songs, but at the same time, we have a present. We have a present, and we are quite. And I have to say we're pretty proud of what we've been. We've been working hard to get to this level, and we want to promote. We want to let the people know that TYGERS of Pan Tang is a living, is a live band, and it's not relying on just on the past.
Absolutely.
is doing new stuff. That's it.
Absolutely. So you you recorded 4 albums, 4
Yes.
studio albums: Animal Instinct, Ambush, Tigers of Pan Tang, and Ritual. As a singer, we think that you wrote most of the lyrics. I think so. So tell us.
Well, there's a nice partnership between me and me and the drummer Craig Ellis. We share our duties. Sometimes it's me writing the lyrics, sometimes it's him writing the lyrics, sometimes it's me writing the melodies, sometimes. So we discovered to have a really tight connection when it comes down to lyrics and melodies. So I'm relieved. It's something completely new, because normally in all the other bands I play with, I write the lyrics and I write the melodies.
Absolutely.
But with Craig, this Tigers is special. So you got special, you got special way of writing stuff.
And what are your main topics you like to write when you write lyrics?
Well, I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy that when the band send me a demo, and normally what happens is that it's either in the past it was like that the guys they went to rehearsal and they recorded live like a backing track, saying this is the rough idea of what we have. And what I do is that since we cannot rehearse together most of the time, I record at home some ideas and send it back first to Craig, so that he can check and he can say, I like it, I don't like it, what about this, what about that, and then we work together, and then we develop, and then we send it to the rest of the guys. And with Tigers, we have the complete freedom of expression. So I tend to be inspired by the riff, by the music, by the vibe of the music. So in the past, what happened, like for instance, like I'll give you an example. One of the songs, Only the Brave, the lyrics and the verse and melodies were written by Craig, and Craig explained me what was the theme behind it. And then he said to me, I got to the chorus, I'm struggling, can you help me out for the chorus? And I said, okay, I'll work it out. And at that point, knowing what was going on, what the theme was about, I wrote the lyrics and the melodies for the chorus. The same thing happened to White Lines. It was like this, meaning he had the whole theme about white lines, the traveling, the white lines on the hot motorway, the white lines, which are something else. If you're familiar to Narcos, you know what he's talking about. And I had the melody, and I had the idea of the chorus with the white line. That's it. So that's how it works. So there is one thing that we always try to avoid, and it's like going too much political or going too much into the nowadays. I think rock and roll, hard rock, whatever, is entertainment. And
yes, absolutely.
For me is about for me personally is about having a good time, and I think. We are you have to be very good, meaning Bob Dylan can say something about, and he proved
absolutely.
But he's Bob Dylan. He's one of a kind. I'm not Bob Dylan. Craig is not Bob Dylan, and we don't want to be Bob Dylan. Meaning we leave that to somebody who's better than us, who has the knowledge, and has also the strength and the power to give the words such an incredible power. We are more the kind of guys that like to entertain and like to let the people have a good time. We think that people, when people come and fans come to see a Tiger show, they want to relax.
Absolutely.
It's like going to see Star. Meaning, I'm a great fan of Star Wars. So you go to see when you see Star Wars, you go there and you pretend your everyday life is gone, and for 2 hours you just enjoy the movie, the action and everything, and you just kind of stay away from everyday life. That's what I think people well, that's people want to have when it come down to a rock concert, and especially to a Tiger concert. They want to feel the energy, they want to have a good time, they want to relax, they want to shout, they want to sing. They don't want an Italian singer to tell them what to think and what they should do and what is right and what is wrong. No, it's not me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I can have. I mean, if you want to talk about politics, I can have my opinions, but I don't think, you know.
Yes.
I want to share it on stage. I might share it with you after show if you know, having a beer and everything. That's fantastic. Meaning it's like two friends talking about, you know, politics, but not on stage. It's not the right place. So themes are the kind of, going back to your question, wherever the songs inspires us. And obviously, you know, I can tell you for the new album, for the new songs on the album, there are obviously some songs that are kind of related to the whole COVID and pandemic experience. But I think both of us, both me and Craig, have wrote lyrics that you can understand that they are inspired by that, but at the same time they go somewhere else. And the main what I realized that now that I can, you know, I look at them and I'm working on them, and, you know, everything is that there is a complete positive and optimistic reaction. It's like, you know what, no matter what, we're going to do it, we're going to make it. We're gonna get back to where, you know, to where we were back in early 2020. So it's like an optimistic,
yes.
Yeah,
positive.
Talk. Yeah, positive and talk. I don't know. Now you can't say every time you say positive, you get shivers. Ooh, that's a bad word. It's not a bad word. It has become now a bad word. It's like, wow, it's so strange.
Absolutely.
That was it.
So on the album Majors and Minors, there are some new versions or never released songs. Tell us about the orchestral versions of Spoils of War.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was something that we had, meaning when it came down, we asked a friend of ours, Richard Chance, to do the orchestration, and it was meant to be on the original version. Then what happened, that when we came down to do the track listing and to get the song there, we were not 100%, not everybody in the band was 100% sure that the orchestral thing would work. It definitely works on the song, but it will not work on the old, you know, on the album, because it was like it was a bit too much. I mean, in terms of, or meaning, and it was only there was nothing else, there was no other, you know, strings or anything on any other songs. So it was like a majority kind of decision that we should not include it. So what happened, that we did a less orchestral, we just put some strings on the solo part of the songs, and that was it. But let's keep it like this. There were members of the band that always loved that version as a one of a kind, because it was I think it captured, the orchestral version captures the fact that for instance, it's an old, I had just sang it, meaning it's all Craig idea. And Craig the lyrics and everything, Craig's has a very in that way cinematic way of writing. So the orchestration seemed to enchant the fact that it sounded like a movie,
yes.
like a movie song. And also the story, the way that he tells the story about this, you know, this war moment, the attack of the city, that it goes back to, you know, medieval whatever times and everything. So, and it takes me back. If I close my eye, I think about, you know, those movies where you have, you know, chevaliers and dragons and things like that. So when it came down to do the track list, and it was me who said we need to have something special to include, because obviously when you do a compilation, you hope that the compilation will be bought by people who didn't know anything about Tigers, or at least they were not familiar to the new stuff. But at the same time, if there's some old fan that want to hear something, they have to have something
absolutely new, something new.
Yes. Something new. Okay, so it was me saying, look, I'm a collector. We need to put something that people can hear. So so when it came down, and obviously we were unable to write. We were not ready to write new songs, and because the first idea was let's include a new song, but we said it's. Meaning, we have Francesco, the new guitar player. We didn't have the chance to meet to do a proper rehearsal all together because of the pandemic and everything. I think the time is not right for it. So basically, Spoils of War was ready, and most of us liked it. And I think, okay, this is it's a one of a kind. It's over the top. It's an over the top orchestration, but I think it will fit because it's something special, and that was it. So that's why we included. And I have to say, so far, whoever heard it got the idea. So they liked the idea. They realized that it's different from the original one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you also pick up two B-sides of albums. It was Plug Me. It was the B-side of the single Never Give In.
Yes.
And What You Say, the B-side of single Only the Brave. Tell us about those songs weren't on the album, but on the B-sides of single.
Yes, they were meaning there were B-sides, but when we recorded them, we didn't know they were going to be B-sides. That what happened, they were recorded during the 2016 album, and then when the record label decided that they wanted to make a vinyl, the vinyl has short, you have like 21, 22 minutes per side. So if we had all the songs in it, it wouldn't fit, and we couldn't do a double album because the record label thought it, but said to us, look, it's too expensive. Double album, forget it, can't make it. So what happened? So due to that, you have to take two songs out, and we thought they were being included on the CD and not on the album, but then to make it all work, they were just, the album and the CD has the same track list, and those two songs were out. And at that point, they just when it came down the idea of releasing like an old-fashioned 7-inch single, we said, okay, let's do it really like the old times. Let's put something special, in those two singles. But we realized that now it's different. But in 2016. Vinyl was getting there in terms of, but it was not that big. So a lot of people complain about the fact that there was no chance to hear those songs. So when it came down to the compilation, we said, okay, those two songs can make it, and they can. So everybody who's familiar just to CD will have it, and then hopefully they will go on the digital download. So everybody who wants to have it on Spotify, Deezer, whatever, they will get those two songs. And there's another story about it, around it, that the story is personally it's my version. So it's my version. So if you ask somebody else, it would be different. But for me, What You Say should have been included in the album. I was not happy that it was taken out. I personally would have put as a B-side another song. I won't tell you which song on the album is, because the story, I was wrong. The story, the story went that way. But for me, I was pretty sad because I want to have What You Say on the album, because I thought it was a really good song, and it deserved to be on the album, and but it didn't make it. So, but I won't tell you which other song I wanted to have as a B-side.
Only the Brave.
No, Only the Brave. Only the Brave. Meaning that song is it's a real. It means a lot to everyone. Each one of us. Absolutely. Each one of us. It's from the very first minute we heard it, we heard it on I got the demo with the rehearsing. I was like, oh my god, this is a good song. It's like, and when you get those great songs, when they arrive, all of a sudden, you know, out of the blue, you feel so lucky, because it's you can't take that too much for granted. You never know what's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
But I think that when we had that song, Only the Brave, we knew that we knew that album was going to be something really important for us. And that's the reason why we came up with the idea of calling it Tigers of Pan Tang, just to make a statement. We're back. There's no title. It's just the band, and that's it.
Just before you told us, you told me about the future album.
Yeah.
Can we have some information about it? The style, I think the music style is the same of Tigers.
Well, yes, yeah. Well, what happened is that
how many songs you have?
I'll tell you everything. What happened is that obviously everybody knows that you know, right after the beginning of the pandemic, Mickey decided to quit. The guitar player Mickey McChrystal decided to quit the band, and he just got married, and he's now a father, because his daughter was born a couple of months ago, 2 months ago. Yes, Mia. So we are in good. It was like you know, something that he wants to make some changes in his whole life, and that was it. So we went through all the auditions, and we discovered Francesco, meaning he didn't need to be discovered, because he's a great guitar player. He plays with a lot of people. He's a great session man. He has his own stuff and everything. But at the same time, from the moment he joined the band, we immediately, and I would say we all want to test each other, because you can be a great guitar player, but you need to have the chemistry to write songs.
Absolutely.
And the first thing that really impressed me about Francesco is that when we got together, obviously he's Italian, so we can, you know, I was the one saying he's Italian, make him feel comfortable, speak with him. So okay, I'll do it. And from the first minute, the main thing that really impressed me was that he wanted to write songs. He said, I'm so happy, so proud, excited to be in Tigers, because I want to write songs with you. I'm not interested in just let the people know how fast I can play and everything. So that was like a kind, oh yes, thank you. That's a good thing. And we started immediately writing song, and the way we wrote song was like, we started from something that we had, meaning there was some songs that were left over at the demo stage.
Yes.
And we shared it, because we were familiar to those, and we thought that some of them were good, and we just sent it to Francesco saying, okay, these can be a starting point. How about, you know, why don't you work on these songs? And the way he worked on these songs, the way I would say the attitude, was so good, because he immediately captured the essence of the songs and took it to another level by adding also his personality. But
Absolutely.
he didn't okay, this and all of a sudden it's something else. So it was like that was the first thing. Then what happened is that Rob had, from the minute that he was stuck due to the pandemic at home, he couldn't even go to work, he started writing riffs like never in his life. So he's been sending us riffs over riffs and over riffs. And there was some really good riff, which I both me and Craig been working on, and then we sent it to Francesco, and Francesco work on those riffs and made them become songs, and that was it. So we realized there was, without even telling or knowing each other that well, that there was the right chemistry. And since we couldn't do anything else, I was stuck for 4 months in my house doing watching TV series or listening to music. Or I said, okay, let's write as much as we can. And we ended up with more than 20 songs.
Oh.
We have 20 songs. Written between September and January, or September 2020 and January. So there's a lot of songs. We never had so many songs. Never had so many songs. So we were, for the first time ever, we were in the position to say, okay, we can pick the right ones. And so we ended up with, I think, 13 songs. And out of them, there will be the one that will go on the album, plus some B-sides that will be released. Real B-sides. We want them as B-sides. Okay? So everything is clear this time around. There's no misunderstanding or whatsoever. And meaning there's still a demo stage, meaning there are pre-production demo stage and some are pre-production stage. Well, we don't obviously you cannot expect us to change. We have to meaning within that genre we can experiment. But we never ended up being, something else than more than, hard rock, hard heavy metal rock band, and that is it. I think what happened here is that we had more time to dedicate on details. So there's meaning. So there's the songs in a way. There's the more backing vocals, the guitar parts, meaning that we had time to develop also more the rhythm parts and everything. So it will sound. I think it will sound in the end. It will sound different because obviously that we have a new guitar player, but it will sound different in terms of the arrangement, but not in terms of the sound. We wanted, in a way, we wanted to keep that balance between what we do now, which is whatever you want to describe it, and always reminding where we come from. So if you think about Tigers, there will always be some riffs, kind of riffs. And the other thing is that we don't force us in no way. It's Rob that comes out with a perfect new wave of British heavy metal riff. You just ask the riff master, Rob, we want something old but new, and he say, don't worry, I got it, and there it goes. So that's it. And the other thing is that we feel more and more comfortable. That we, not that we have a formula, but we feel more comfortable. We feel more, in a way, free of expressing ourselves. So, and this doesn't mean that we will go pop. Meaning we learn. Meaning we learn. We learn from the past. Learn from the past. I keep when I remember when Ambush was out.
Yes.
Came out in 2012. Whenever I had the chance to say it, I was saying, for me, Ambush is the missing link between Crazy Nights and The Cage. Meaning, the way back then, from doing Crazy Nights and then drastically do something so experimental in a way.
Yes.
Was too much. Was a bit too. Was a bit too much. Was too risky. If the Tigers had the chance to do it more in a more like fluent way, people will accept it more. So and for me, Ambush obviously has the trademark Rob's riff, but at the same time has some kind of attention to the melodies, so that we can allow to have some more kind of AOR or more catchy,
yes,
and a bit of American feel, which is something that now we want. And that's the reason why I really like Ritual, because Ritual is heavy, has a very powerful sound, but the melodies are very strong. Meaning it's a nice combination of great melodies and big riffs. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to continue doing, hopefully.
So the album will be released this year or next year?
Look, I really the idea is to release an EP at some point this year.
Okay.
Which will have 2 new songs and something from the past, meaning like a new version of an old song that we never recorded.
Okay.
Because obviously we have been as you know, we've been recording in the past old songs, but this time around we will record something completely new, just to make it. So just to keep on remembering everybody, look, we know where we come from. That's something that we want the people. We know the kind of band that says, oh, you know, we don't, you know, the past is past. No, I think there is an heritage. Otherwise, we should not call ourselves Tigers of Pan Tang.
It's the DNA of Tigers of Pan Tang.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is that if we call us Tigers of Pan Tang, we have to know where we come from. If we go out and as Tigers of Pan Tang, which we are, we have to know where we come from, and we are very respectful to our past. Meaning we all, when it comes down to you know, to do the set list, also meaning we all know that we're going to play, you know, there's some of the old songs that we always have to play, no matter what. That we need to play because people want to hear them, because they came here, they came to see us to hear those songs, and that's it.
So let's talk about touring. You know, I know it's a difficult thing to talk about, but there are some concert plan
Yes.
in September, and then at the end of the year and beginning of the next year. So
I keep my finger crossed.
So what can we expect from those shows? Will you play some new songs on those shows or not?
I think so. I think we were discussing. I was on the phone with Rob a couple of days ago, and we were talking about that, because what happened is that now for 2019, mainly we have festivals. We're playing some festival, because we're playing Stone Dead at the end of August, and we're playing Marseille on the 18th of September. Then we play Belgium, Holland on the 11th. There's another like small festival, and then we play in Sweden in October, and that's so far what we're gonna do. We're gonna play. Maybe we're trying to see if we can play some shows in England. But again, we have to check. Meaning, it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable. So what happens when we do festivals? Obviously, sometimes we have like half an hour, 40 minutes. So
yes.
At that point, most of the time will be the a classic song, some, and also depends. It depends if I hope to know very soon when the EP is going to be released. If it's going to be released like in October, November, then I think from September on we're going to play some new songs, just to let the people know that we're coming out with something new. So that is it. So that's basically what we will end up doing. I know that in Marseille we're going to headline, so I guess we're going to play at least an hour 15, an hour 20, because that's the average. So if that's the case, we're going to play more. So hopefully we're going to play some. We're going to add at least one new songs to the set. So that's what we're aiming to. That's the dream. Absolutely. Let's see if it happens.
Absolutely. So thank you very much, Jack, for all the information about this new album. We hope to see you. I think that I will be in Marseille the 18th of September.
Let us know. Just well, I can send or send to Fernando. You've been in touch with Fernando. Send your email.
Absolutely.
So you can pass it to me.
Okay.
So we can, if everything, I hope to send you that message saying, look, because if the idea is that Marseille it will be just we're going to fly there and things. But in my case, I will probably drive, and my idea is to do like since hopefully it's going to be good weather. to do like a short mini vacation on it.
Oh.
So driving, do the concert, staying there a couple of days, and go back to Italy. So if that happens, I'll keep in touch. So we might have a beer together.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And see you very soon here in France. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.